Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you're joining us today. I am happy to introduce Pam Glassley, the HR Manager of Events and Recognition.
Thank you, Lindsay, and good morning, everybody. Good afternoon if you're in Rochester or Minnesota or the health systems. Again, I am Pam Glassley. I'm the manager of events and recognition for Mayo Clinic, and I am thrilled to be here today as we showcase our new recognition platform. We're so excited to share all of the wonderful enhancements to this program. Today, we are going to dive into the critical role that you as a supervisor play in fostering a culture of recognition. And as we navigate through this new platform and the new keepsakes, you're going to see that everything's been rebranded, everything's been reimagined, and everything has been modernized. So let's get started. Our first speaker today is Pat Cronin. He is the Vice President of Incentive Services, who is our partner in recognition. Pat?
Yeah, great, Pam. Thank you so much. And again, very, very big thanks to Pam, to Rachel Steege, the whole HR team and the branding team. We've been spending about the last 9 months pulling this together, and we are so excited to roll it out today to all of you. Just real quick, talking about the partnership. This year is our 30th year of working with the Mayo Clinic. We are so grateful. We are a family business. My mother and father started it back in 1981, and we are a Minnesota-based company, and it has been truly a treat to go on this journey with the Mayo Clinic. We love to work with Mayo because of the culture. And let's just talk about why. The culture is so good because of you. The people in this meeting are drivers, your ambassadors, and it is because of you that this place has so successfully been named the #1 world's best hospital again by Newsweek's and newest world report. So again, we're just honored to work with you. But let's just take a second and talk about culture, and specifically, what does that mean to an employee? We think about McKinsey, one of the largest and best consultant groups in the world, and they do countless studies. Post-COVID, about a year ago, they came out and said, other than salary and benefits, which of course, as you look for a job, have to be in place, the 3 most important things to an employee are: #1, am I valued by the organization? #2, am I valued by my manager? And #3, do I have a sense of belonging here at my workplace? So again, we think about how you in everyday life out in the field can affect employees and their world at Mayo. And again, very important to think of, do they feel valued by Mayo, by you, and do they have a good peer group? So again, with the unveiling of the new recognition platform, we're so excited. It's going to be easier, it's going to be more efficient and more effective. So from here, we are going to turn it over to Todd, and we look forward to spending the next 55 minutes with you. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Pat, and good afternoon, Mayo Clinic. Really excited to roll out these new enhancements. As Pam says, it's really reimagining how recognition is given at the Mayo Clinic. Before we roll out again the new platform, just wanted to take a step back and kind of look at some thought leadership in terms of on the importance of recognition. Or slide behind, Sarah. But a lot of you probably know this, but studies consistently show that recognition is essential to employees' sense of belonging, performance, and retention. In fact, if you dig a little deeper into the numbers, employees who feel recognized at work are 77 times more likely to be loyal. They have a 63% higher retention rate. They have a 3 times greater sense of belonging. And this has been one of the big shifts in kind of the workplace since the pandemic. Employees are looking for that. Where do I belong? Where do I thrive? And recognition helps foster that sense of belonging. And then again, when employees feel recognized at work, they are 20 times more likely to be engaged versus if they're not recognized. And again, this just boils down to recognition helps organizations, helps leaders say to employees, I see you, I hear you, I value you, and you belong here. We talked a little bit about the importance of recognition. How do we maximize the impact? And for recognition to really have maximum impact, it has to be one, authentic and consistent. But really what we see there are what we call 4 W's to help maximize that impact of recognition. The first, who? Who are we recognizing? How do we make it specific to that individual, highlighting certain contributions from that individual, knowing are they a public or private person? 2, what specific actions, outcomes, or progress are we recognizing them for? Great job is a nice words, but when we say great job doing XYZ, we saw the result from this, or the behaviors you took, really makes more impact when we're specific about why we're recognizing that individual for the behaviors or the outcomes. When and where. The first is timely. Recognition in a timely manner is obviously more impactful, but then think about the person. Are they a private person, a public person? Can you recognize them in front of a team huddle? Can you pull them aside for 2 minutes and recognize them and make it personal? But when and where are we going to recognize those individuals? And then lastly, the why. And that's what one of the things we're most excited about is with the new rich tie values and the badges that we're going to highlight, it really helps connect the recognition back to a specific behavior and value for Mayo Clinic. When you were all registering for the session, you had the opportunity to select, would you like a physical leader kit sent to you or a digital kit? These kits, we were in Scottsdale rolling out the session last week. Very, very well appreciated. Everybody was wanting them. They have a great notebook in here, some bookmarks on the importance of recognition, thought leadership, some note cards to make it personal. So when you registered, you had the option to say, would you like a digital copy or a physical copy? If you chose digital, and hopefully you would like to get that physical copy, you will have the opportunity to order a physical copy sent right to your home, and we'll show you how to do that at the end of this workshop here. Now I'm going to turn it over to Pam and kind of highlight some changes that have been made in the Milestone Anniversary Program.
Thanks, Todd. Before I go to the milestone anniversaries, I'm just going to kind of go into a little more detail on the leader recognition toolkit as well. Before the session started, I took a look at the attendees and whether you chose either a digital or a physical kit. And obviously the digital kit will have the same information, but I do encourage you to go online when the program launches. And if you don't have the actual hard copy kit, I would recommend that you do go on and have it sent to your home. It looks like this, and as Todd said, we launched it in Phoenix last week. We've had numerous requests since then. It has physical cards for spot recognition. It's got recognition tips that you can keep at your desk. It's got bookmarks, and it's got a notebook and a pen for you to use as a manager. So just a little side note on the recognition toolkit. So let's talk about in which ways we recognize our staff. So Milestone Anniversaries honors our staff service, and we start that at 3 months, and we continue at regular intervals until they retire. So for the 3, 6, and 1 year anniversaries, employees are sent a congratulatory email, and you are as a supervisor or manager included in those emails. Beginning at 5 years of service, employees receive a congratulatory email, a milestone recognition package that's mailed to their home, and in that package includes a milestone keepsake, the badge accent that they put on their badge, and now new this year will be a code that they go online and can select a branded Mayo Clinic item. So they can select a jacket or a backpack or a blanket or something to that effect. So for you as a manager, you're going to receive this notification 30 days prior to the anniversary of the employee. So as you see on the screen right here, that is what the new recognition toolkits are going to look like. But I'm going to backtrack for just a second and show you what we currently give our employees. This is what employees receive right now for their years of service. That's 5 years of service. And then once you hit 10, 15, et cetera, you're sent a piece of paper and asked to put that in place of the current one. So I am happy to say that those days are gone. And we have some new wonderfully branded milestone acrylics. And so when we designed this, and it's for me personally, in redesigning this whole program, this was my favorite part. It was very special. And so we designed it so that each location, wherever the employee is based out of, they have their own set of acrylics. And embedded in the acrylics are photographs of various buildings at that particular location. She just pulled it up on the screen. Here's one I'm holding. It's the number. So it's, 5, 10, 15, 20, et cetera. And embedded in that is various photographs of, as I said, either pieces of art. You'll see some Chihulis up there or pictures of the building, and they are just absolutely lovely. So starting in January of 2024, all employees that were celebrating a year of service anniversary were sent an email with a link for them to be able to select their gift. So that didn't stop. The employees were still able to select the gift. They were notified that the program is under refresh. And we are so thrilled that just in 2 weeks' time, these will start being mailed to our employees. You are the first to see this. I think we have the ability to show you the full set. If Sarah, if you want to throw it up really quickly, I'll just take a second so you can quickly take a look at them. We put great thought into each one of these. You're looking at the health systems right now, and each set is different. And I don't know if you have the other sets, but they're absolutely lovely. And we will have these posted so that you can see all of them. I'm going to go ahead. We have a lot to cover today, so I'm going to turn it over to Sue Crookshanks from the Incentive Services, who are going to go into, she's going to go into detail on our new platform. Sue?
Thanks, Pam. Yeah, we're really excited to give you a preview of the new recognition or enhanced recognition platform today. Wanted to start by how you would access that platform. There's a few different ways. The first way would be from the Mayo Clinic intranet. You would go to the quick links menu and then select employee recognition. The other way you can access the platform is from your internet browser. You would just type in recognition.mayo.edu and it will, the platform is enabled with single sign-on, so SSO. So just by clicking, typing in that web address or clicking on that link, it will automatically sign you into the platform. We're going to go over to a demo site now and show you what the new enhanced platform will look like. Right.
Sue, I'm sorry, right before we just did a session
Sure.
about an hour ago, and we were getting questions from some of the participants. I think they were following along as Sue was doing the demo on their own systems. This is a test system, so if you go on and follow, you're not going to see what Sue is showing you right now, just FYI.
Thanks, Pam. All right, right here from the homepage, you will note a few new exciting features. First of all, in the upper right-hand corner, you can see that the platform is powered by Google Translate. So if you or one of your colleagues does not use English as their first language, you would just go there, select your language, and then all of the copy on the web platform will update for you. Moving down on the page a little bit, you can see that the homepage now has a social media or kind of like a Facebook feel, where you have the ability to view the recognitions. You can like them and then also make comments on the recognitions. Each time a recipient, somebody likes or comments on a recognition, that recipient receives an additional email notification. So as a leader, we really encourage you to spend some time on the social wall, to like, to comment. It really helps to amplify that touch point. You'll also see on this homepage that we have added badging. So each badge represents one of the Mayo Clinic Rich Ties values. By looking at the badge in the upper right-hand corner of each of the recognitions, you can see the reason that that person received the recognition, or in other words, what Rich Ties value that person exemplified. Also wanted to point out at the top of the page that there is a demographic search. So if you want to identify recognitions that are meaningful to you, you can go in there and kind of look for the location and department specifically and see recognitions that are meaningful to you. I am going to move on and kind of move through the menu bar. First, milestone anniversaries. Pam really went over this program in detail, so I'm not going to get into the details, but I just wanted to point out that the program information is listed right here. So if you need a refresher, if you have a new colleague, this is where you would go to find details of the milestone anniversary program. You would also, if you are a milestone recipient, you would also go here to redeem your award. There's a quick link there. Each month, we also prepare anniversary lists that will show by location everybody celebrating a milestone anniversary. So those lists are housed right under this menu item as well. And then finally, there's information on retirement receptions here as well. All right, I'm going to move on to the Excellence Awards. Under the Excellence Awards and then program information, you can find descriptions on all of the different types of Excellence Awards. It also includes eligibility criteria and then the nomination forms. At the bottom of the page, you will also find instructions on how you would nominate somebody for an Excellence Award, and there's some important deadlines included there as well. We're going to move on to under Above and Beyond, and then program information. The Above and Beyond of recognition module is one of the most exciting changes on the platform. When a colleague is recognized with an Above and Beyond recognition, they receive an email certificate that can also be printed if you wish. That recognition is also featured on the homepage social wall for others to like and comment on it. They are entered into a monthly drawing and may receive a branded gift. And now new to the program, they will also receive one of those badges, digital badges. We're going to skip over under account and then my account. And I want to show you where you can keep track of the badges that you've earned. All right, my account gives you a summary of all of the of this colleague's recognition activity. As you scroll down, you can see that the badges are listed. When you are recognized for a specific Rich Ties value, it will change from grayscale into a color. And that is how you know that you've been recognized for that value. It adds a fun element of gamification. It's really fun for colleagues. One other new thing to the program is when a colleague receives all of their Rich Ties values, when all of the digital badges are lit up, they will automatically be nominated for an Excellence Award in individual service. Okay, we're going to go into how to send an Above and Beyond recognition. You would select Recognize a Colleague from the menu item. You would then choose a recipient. The entire Mayo Clinic roster is loaded into our database, so you just start by typing in a first name. As you can see, we have added some demographic information after each name, so you're sure to select the correct person. You can select more than one person at a time or recognize one person at a time. Next, you would select the reason for that recognition or which one of the rich ties values this person has exemplified. At this time, you can select one badge or one reason at a time. You do have the ability to copy somebody in on the recognition notification. Keep in mind that the immediate supervisor or manager is automatically copied in, so you don't have to worry about adding their name in this field. Next, you would add your comments. And again, in the upper right-hand corner, if you would like to add an emoji, you can add it right from there. Next, you would decide whether you want this recognition to be featured on the homepage social wall or whether you would like to keep it private. As we know, some colleagues prefer private recognition, so you do have that ability to keep it private if you wish. But if you do decide to share it on that homepage, you would have the extra capability of adding an image, a JPEG or PNG file as well. Next, you select submit and it'll bring you through a series of kind of double check pages. It first is asking whether we really want to recognize two people, which we want to say yes. And then you would check this page, make sure you are recognizing the correct colleagues, that your messaging seems good. If everything looks wonderful, you click submit a second time, and that will complete the recognition. This brings you to a summary or receipt screen. And from this screen, you can view the certificate, and you do then again have that ability to print the certificate as well if you would like. It is nice sometimes to have a physical item to hand to a colleague or present at a pre-shift meeting. Some leaders like to print out the certificates and hang them up in a common workspace, or some desk employees like to hang them up in their workspace as well. All right, now that we've reviewed some of the colleague-facing enhancements, I am going to hand it over to Todd, and he's going to explain some features that are exclusive to you leaders.
Hey, thanks, Sue, and really excited to walk through some of the highlights and the resources that were created specifically for leaders to help engage and recognize their team. So if you're standing along the board at the top, if you go all the way to the right and navigate, you will see a dashboard. This will link to your personal dashboard, and so you will have access to every member of your team. So at the beginning, you see your name, and then staying along the right, you would see the number of recognitions that you personally have given. If you click on that box, you'll be able to visually look at all of the recognitions you're given. You can download that to a report also. In addition to the recognitions that you have personally given to your team, you will also see the number of recognitions that you've given to colleagues, like peer-to-peer. You can click on that and access all the recognitions that you personally have given also. The next button was e-cards, and you can see the number of e-cards that you have sent. One great resource that we added that we get asked a lot about is trying to keep track of employees' birthdays and anniversaries, their work anniversaries. So on the top right-hand column, you will see, or corner, you will see important dates. This will highlight any of your employees or any members of your team that are celebrating a birthday or work anniversary in the next 30 days. That's the date range that it's preset at. But if you wanted to look at 90 days in advance, 60 days, 6 months in advance, you can pre-select whatever date range you would like to see those important dates upcoming. By clicking on the important dates icon, it will take you to a page that will list out all of your team that is celebrating a birthday or a work anniversary. In this case, it lists Tom, who's celebrating a birthday today. So that would link to an e-card. By clicking on the e-card, you could go in to a custom selection. There's going to be over 100 customized cards specifically for the Mayo Clinic to help celebrate many different initiatives. But for this exercise, we're going to talk about the birthday cards that are there. You would click on the card you would like. you would start typing in Tom's name or any individual's name like you did before and giving it above and beyond. You would click on the appropriate person. You then have the option to copy other colleagues or other team members on this recognition. And then you could go into the field and start typing a message of birthday or whatever occasion you are acknowledging or recognizing. You will then have the option to select to date when you would like this sent. So you can go in for 1 month and send all your birthday cards, your anniversary cards, and predate that, and then it will be sent to the employee on the date you select. You will also be copied that day on about the birthday, so you can make it a special personal reminder if you see that individual. You also have the ability to print that e-card if you would like to deliver it to the employee also. One thing that Pam was really specific about, knowing that some employees don't celebrate birthdays. So just be cognizant of knowing your employees. Do they celebrate birthdays or holidays? And if not, you definitely don't have to send them an e-card. And it's just nice, again, a best practice to make sure we're personalizing our connections with that employee. So that's the top features on the dashboard, giving leaders some tools. On the left-hand side, going back, what you see is your direct reports. So if you were looking at your team, you would see a list of all of your direct reports. You will see the individual's name, the number of recognitions they have given personally, and then the number of recognitions they have received. We hear a lot of best practices from other clients that leaders love this if they're having a 30-day check-in, a 90-day review with an individual. They're able to click on the individual's name and see all of the recognitions they have been given. Obviously, it's a great way to see some of the mentors on your team, some of the role models, and highlight some specific interactions or recognitions that they've been given over the last 30 days, 90 days during your check-in. So that's a really nice feature. Another opportunity that we hear is that leaders like looking at it, maybe not only to see who's role modeling those behaviors, but are there some unsung heroes? Are there some new members of the team that haven't been quite connected? Is there an opportunity to help establish that connection with them on the dashboard or on the recognition platform also? If you go back to the list, and if you are a leader of leaders, so you would see a direct line under that name. And by clicking on that, you will be able to see all of the activity for that leader's team also. And only leaders of leaders would have that ability to see that. And you can have multiple direct lines in every dashboard. The last feature is everything we talked about in terms of the number of recognitions given, received, highlighting your role models, your unsung heroes, is also available graphically. You can sort the date range, whatever you would like, to see what employees are utilizing the platform, maybe employees that haven't logged in. Is there a training opportunity for them? Do they know about the resource? But you can see the number of employees logged in. You can see the number of employees that have been recognized. And then you can also see the number of the different types of rich tie value they've been recognized for. So each core value would be broken up in that pie graph too. You can download that into a sortable document too. So everything is available at your fingertips to use whatever way works best for you. And it's really a great snapshot of a lot of the recognition activity on your team, but also a great resource for some important reminders. In fact, we see the 2 times that it spikes in an employee's career in terms of looking for a job is at their anniversary or their work anniversary or their birthday. And so it's a great way to acknowledge them and thank them for their journey. Now we're going to click over on the navigate to the resources tab. And if you click on the resource tab, again, this will be specific for leaders. You can click on the education and training. And what you see here are a couple PDFs of frequently asked questions. I know we're throwing a lot at you right now on this Zoom call, But if you want to go back in and say, gosh, how can I get a refresher on giving an above and beyond, you have it right there at your fingertips. Also, if you want a refresher on your dashboard, we have it right there at your fingertips too. Pam mentioned the amazing leader kit that is available. This is where you can see digital copies of that, but when the site goes live, you will also be able to order a physical copy of this if you did not choose to when you registered. So it's a nice one-stop shop. Moving down, one of a really nice feature is what you can do on here is recognize a team member today. If you click on that link, you can send a calendar reminder. So one of the best practices that we see is Thank You Thursdays, where leaders set 15 minutes on their calendar. And by blocking it off, you're being intentional just to take time to look at the dashboard on their team, see who has been recognized, possibly see who needs to be recognized, and just be intentional with that. And by doing that, you can set a permanent reminder either for the week, the month, the year. And it's a really nice resource just to, like I say, block out some time for that importance of giving recognition. While transitioning over to that, you also see a link for gifts of gratitude. And we are going to highlight the gifts of gratitude and how easy Pam and her team have made it to make it a one-stop shop. But that will work the same way. If you have, want to look at a quarterly basis, a monthly basis on maybe who on your team you're looking to give a little extra recognition to, you can set that calendar reminder to go into the gifts of gratitude for your staff. And then it's all available in the one-stop shop too. So just some really nice features to really help you, just be a little bit more intentional with your recognition initiatives and strategy. Lastly, this will be a leader training video. So this is going live on May 14th, but we will record some of the best training sessions. They'll be available to replay at any time for leaders. I also know Pam is going to be scheduling out new leader training also on a quarterly basis too. So really nice resources, just in case you want a little reminder on some of the benefits of the platform and resources available. We mentioned gifts of gratitude. So still under that resources tab, if you wanted to give gifts of gratitude for your employees, and as all of you know, the budgets were reloaded in April, where the Mayo Clinic has established a $15 per person budget that they've given to each leader for you to help celebrate your team. It can be with branded gifts, it can be at a holiday or a carry-on lunch, but you have the ability to go in and give a little extra recognition through this gifts of gratitude recognition. If you click on MC recognition, you will go and it will take you to a gift store. And there are gifts of all different price points, but they're really in that $15 budget. And then they're branded in Mayo Clinic. So then you can go in and send one gift. If you want to send something to an employee, the Mayo Clinic Strong t-shirt, you can go in, enter the employee's name, it'll populate with their address, and you can send it directly to the employee. Or maybe you're having a team luncheon and you want to order 12 bamboo candles and 12 vacuum cup mugs to have a little option. You can choose to go in and have those sent directly to you to personally hand out to your team also. So some really nice options on this website. These items are consistently updated, so different choices will become available throughout the year. In addition to the first link, there is another link to another opportunity for gifts of gratitude called Shop Neighborly. This link is in the process of being updated right now, but it's just another great resource for you to go in and recognize your employees. And Pam, I know you have some comments about that also.
Yeah, thank you, Todd. So yeah, I'm sure many of you on this call are familiar with Neighborly Gifts, Shop Neighborly. So that was created in the middle of the pandemic when the downtown businesses in Rochester were struggling. And we came together as a group and we were like, we've got to help these people out. So that's how Shop Neighborly or Neighborly Gifts came to be. So if you've used the program, it is all small businesses. It did start in Rochester. We have expanded it to Arizona. We've expanded it to Florida and the health systems. It's a wonderful program that has been able to put a lot of money back into the communities in which we live and work, and has really helped out those small businesses. Now, just because we've given you these two options on site for you to have easy access to select gifts, does not mean you have to use these two programs. You have the $15. You can use that in any way you choose to do so. As Todd mentioned, you can do holiday lunch, holiday party, whatever it is you want. We just have two programs that we highlight so that we can help you make recognition just a little bit easier.
So now if we would go back to the website or the PowerPoint. And just kind of wrapping up, we hope you've kind of excited about some of the great enhancements that have been made to the platform, some of the resources for leaders to help drive engagement, connect with their employees. Really, as Pam and the team has mentioned, this is going live May 14th. We really encourage you to go in and explore the platform. Designate a day or a time in the day to really be intentional with your recognition. Add special days such as birthdays, send an e-card, nominate, visit the dashboard, different gifts of gratitude, and really go in and explore the platform, see what the resources are. What do you like? What can we continue to enhance on? But we're really excited about this new resource for you, and excited, most importantly, to get it in your hands and in the hands of your team. So that was what we had in terms of kind of rolling out the platform. In addition, under one of the resources tabs, you will be able to go in. There are physical cards that Mayo Clinic has, and you'll be able to go in and order physical cards if you would like some of those physical cards sent to you also. That functionality, since we're in a test environment, is not available to be shown, but there will be no budget impact to you for the cards that you order if you want a physical card sent to you.
So just a few important dates for all of you to keep in mind so that your staff are aware as well. So all milestone anniversaries starting in January, as I said earlier, through May, will begin to arrive in the mail to employees' homes probably towards the end of May. The platform will launch on Tuesday, May 14th. The system will be down on the 13th as we transition all of the data. So I think now we'll go to some questions. I did see one just pop up on the chat, which was, will this all start new, or will the data be transitioned over? Everything is going to be transitioned over. Nothing will be lost. It will all be incorporated into the new system.